I'm Felicity, and welcome to Aunties from the West, where it's me and my best friend just having raw conversations that we always had, but we're bringing it out to you guys in the public. And also, we want you guys to join. Comment below on our videos. Also, come on to the show. We would love to have you as a guest. Anybody from any race and background, we would love to have just any kind of conversations together and just have a good time. Bye.
Hi guys, so my name is Ariel and me and my bestie we are putting a show together called Auntie from the West. So this show is basically about having a place where we give advice, we share our experience, something that I didn't get the chance to see before, and I hope this thing will cover so many things that you guys can feel like you are getting enough to overcome any obstacle. We're gonna be hosting people to also come and talk about any topic. Please subscribe. Hey, help us to move forward, and we be trusting you. Okay? Thank you. I will see you next time.
Hi, welcome to Aunties from the West with
Ari?
and Philly, and we're back with a new episode today. Thank you guys so much for following us and watching the episodes that we have aired so far, and for the comments and feedbacks. And we just love having you guys here. So, sis, what did we do yesterday?
So we were at this traditional wedding, and I was amazed by something yesterday. The bride price, how the whole ceremony went, and that kind of raised some questions to me. And I feel like we should discuss about this because, for you, how much a bride price should be?
Ooh, girl.
What do you think?
Girl, first of all, to our viewers that are not like we're not raised in Africa or are not African, bride price is kind of like a dowry, money that money and gifts that family give to the bride's family when a man is coming to marry you. So they come up with a specific money number and they negotiate, and then they bring it before they can take their daughters to go marry.
Okay.
But as for the amount, girl, I do not know. I don't think there's a specific amount.
So for me, with things that I have been experiencing, things that I have heard of seeing, I felt I feel like we are kind of stepping away from what a bride price should really be based on the old generation to this new generation. I feel like it's not anymore something symbolic. Don't get me wrong. If you are a type of man, you have money, like you're good, you're doing good thing for yourself. Of course, you can go beyond even what the family is asking. You know what I'm saying? You can try to go even further, praise your lady, get her to that level you want her to be. But I feel like family nowadays exaggerate when they're asking about bride price. When they're asking about that money you need to spend, because you are them aware that the guy that is coming to your house to ask for your daughter hand is not already in that level of spending that kind of amount. He's still building himself, and maybe he will need your daughter to kind of go on the way with him to kind of build this empire that he has into his mind. But then maybe the person is barely making even like 1K or 1,500 a month, and you are asking that person to spend 20.
In that case, do you think the family should just stop the marriage?
No, not stopping, but asking for something symbolic. Because if you are willing to ask 30K to someone who is still struggling, okay? So you are setting these people, it's not even for the wedding, it's just for the bride price. Because after that, they need to still do the proper wedding or things that go with that. But then it will go and get credit. It will go and get so many things as friend and things like that. Gather all the money because you really want your daughter. And you are setting them up already for failure as a couple because now I have to go with that man and we already have debt or money issue already in our head before we even start this journey together.
Okay. So I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, what do you mean symbolic? Like,
Symbolic can be, look, something that it doesn't need to be a neck killer. You know what I'm saying, for a man. It doesn't need to be something that he's gonna have to kill himself
to get it.
ask for loan or things in that nature just to satisfy. So as a parent, I would have loved to empower this young person to take that money to even invest in something because he's gonna have my daughter for the rest of his life. And if he doesn't even have something good for himself and he can raise that 30K to just come and marry, I need you to take that money to go and do a business or do something that my daughter will be fed the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? That she can start eating, she can start, like, if you're a good man, of course, you have good intention, take that money, build something that you will be feeding my daughter because that's how depression, frustration get into the couple. Because I spent all this money to marry you. Let's say I'm a man. I spent all this money to marry you, right? But I started with a bunch of debt. You come in my house. Yes, I'm happy to marry you, but guess what? I'm gonna be frustrated. I won't be happy because I need to find a way to even pay back all this amount first because we want to impress people. Social media make us to that level where we want to impress people. We see something, we just like, oh, sometimes we do forget that some of those wedding or some of those bride price thing going on, sometimes from even our famous people, is because somebody else is helping also. Maybe a brand sponsor the wedding or things like that,
Yeah,
you know, like
that's
their
true.
own money or things like that. And we want to do the same thing. Like we are demanding some unrealistic
Okay.
things for life.
I have a question for you, girl. So let's say somebody like you who you have a great job, you have a master's degree, you have your own house, and let's say your mom also, let's say she, for example, she raised you on her own, right? And she did a great job. You're everything. So do you think that she shouldn't ask? Do you think she shouldn't try to get something like the bride price shouldn't be what she thinks is worth as she has raised this amazing daughter? Like, you think because of love she shouldn't even ask for the bride price at all?
No. You hear me. You are hearing me wrong.
No, I understand you. Like, it shouldn't be something crazy. But the families are like, they're putting all these things together. Like, oh, my daughter is really like this gold. So this is how much I want this
Now I have a
person to
question
pay.
for you. When your parent was struggling, your mom and your father was struggling to raise you, which uncle or which aunties came and paid for your fees? Or ever ask how you doing, or how can I help you, or I can buy you even your first car?
That one, of course, nobody. But I'm not talking about when I'm saying like when.
So hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me
Let
out.
me hear you. Let me hear you out.
Hear me
Let
out.
me see.
I'm
Let me
not
let you
saying,
eat.
because if you hear this thing from the beginning, I'm not saying somebody should not pay a bride price. Don't get me wrong. If the guy has money, because here we are talking about a young man that is still searching, he's struggling. You know damn well that this guy doesn't even have 30K. There's no way he has
Somewhere.
even 30K somewhere. If you have money, if you have good things going on with you, of course, praise your girl. Do even above what the family is asking. Do that big thing that can everybody gonna look into it and just like, yeah, you're lucky, girl.
Right.
I have nothing against that. If God bless you with that kind of man, glory to God. Who I am to fight that. I'm talking about this specific young people. You do know how they struggle. You do know that this guy is still searching for himself. He doesn't even have a house. Okay, do you know you can take 30K to even build a house?
Yes.
I want you to spend that 30K in something that can have a return on investment for you. Don't just have a place where you buy drink and things like that to everybody that will even talk shit about your wedding anyway. And then that's it. You burn 30K one day and that's it. And then you have to pay that back. What is the return on investment?
Okay.
I'm talking about that kind of people. They're struggling. They are not in that level yet.
So they shouldn't be asked.
They should not be. I'm not saying they should not pay bride price.
No, of
but
course,
they
they shouldn't be asked for like a huge
amount.
Yeah.
You know, like something. It has to be symbolic. Of course, you still have to be fair. You know what I'm saying? You still have to, because that person can also come back at some time to even do right thing. You have people that get married today. The wedding was not really that great because the guy didn't have the kind of money to offer that kind of big wedding he want to provide for his wife. And 5 years later, God bless him, he has so much money that he want to renew his vows.
And make a huge,
exactly.
Yeah,
so
I do agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, oh, my mom should not take a bride price or whatever. No. A bride price is still kind of a symbolic thing to do. But when you know the type of person the person is, like, his situation financially or things in that nature, those are the things that I want you to kind of keep in mind when you want to ask for bride price or things in that nature.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
I get
that's
it.
my way of saying things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think?
For me, I think like what you're saying is definitely right. Hold on. It's definitely right. Like I think we need to start doing stuff based on what the person that's coming is like capable of doing. Families need to start considering like the financial stability, because I think one thing that African parents also do is they look, oh, my friend's daughter got this much, so hey, you should do this much. But at the same time, I think that you should also know like your worth when you are going into a marriage. I think families should be able to look at the worth, like, oh, my daughter is this, my daughter is that, so I do think she is worth this much. I've worked hard on my daughter. I took her to private schools all over the place. So like I worked so hard on my kid, so this is how much I'm gonna ask for.
But this is merchandise, or is like you are selling, like you are looking at your daughter as a merchandise. Like
What do you think African parents think when they born their daughters?
But that's the thing which we have to try to step away from, because before it was not like that. You know what I'm saying? Because today we want to do things to impress people. Like, oh my God.
How was it before?
No,
they've been asking for this bride price thing forever.
But I didn't say it was not there. But I'm like, the way we exaggerate today, the way is we want to have like, we see something online, or hey, my friend daughter has this, something like that. Me, when usually my mom want to start saying those things, I'm like, Mom.
Oh, of course.
Everybody is different.
No, I'm not talking about like, that one.
Even our fingers, no, we are not on the same level. We different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't have the same expectation in life. We don't have the same goals, and we don't see things the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's not because somebody did an expensive wedding. You don't know maybe all the people behind who were able to help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely understand that when you're talking about people should not do things based on other people. I totally understand that. What I'm saying is, I do think like a mother and a father should be able to say, this is how much we're looking for the bride price. I do think like they should have the say. But I think what we as African need to work on is the negotiating part. If you're saying this much and the man came and said, hey, I'm still going to school. I'm still doing this. Can we please bring it down? They should not be like, oh no, you can't marry my daughter.
Of course.
They should be like, okay, let's go down, let's do this, let's do that. Let's until they get it to a part where the man thinks that they can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think what I'm trying to say is, some parent, you already know the guy. You already know. It's not like the person magically appear to want to ask your daughter hand or things like that. So you already know his situation. So before, when that guy is ready to make the step, you will not provide him with unrealistic demand, knowing that this guy is still struggle. He doesn't even have a car for himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're already asking somebody to spend $30,000 or something. Let's assume you're a mom. Okay, you have a daughter. Knowing that her man, okay, is not even on that level yet, but you are asking him to spend $30K on just even a bride price. It doesn't even cover like wedding or things like that. You are so concerned about that day, how you want to impress family, friend, pictures. Okay, after all this thing, did you ever ask how your daughter gonna eat? Knowing that they have to start this whole couple journey with $30K debt or maybe more on the head already. Are you concerned about that only day of your daughter, or are you concerned about her everyday life?
Right.
How will you feel to know that your daughter is following a man that will be frustrated already because he needs to pay back that money, and he doesn't even have a business or something already going on because he's still building himself? Are you concerned how your daughter gonna be pregnant and what they're gonna be eating?
Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, I think some of the African parents are not thinking
That's
about
all
that.
I'm saying.
But the bride price, remember, that one is it's totally different from the wedding, because that's going to the
But
family.
people pay a lot of money for it.
They do.
My
They
family
do.
is uncle, everybody, even the people that have never even
helped
involved,
We'll get some of that money.
themselves into your education, things like that. Which is there's nothing wrong with that if you have the money for things. I don't have a problem with. Look, we African, we came from a culture where is a thing that we need to do. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
It just, let's be realistic in our demand. That's all I'm asking. Especially
have a
when you know
purpose.
exactly, especially when you know the financial statement of the person. That's
Right.
all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Other than that, if my man has money, hell yeah, show me off.
Yeah.
Show people.
The family even gives some of the money back, like, to the couple sometimes.
I mean, if
and be
they
like,
do, that's fine.
And there's even people who don't take the dowry. They'll just be like, oh, if you don't want my daughter anymore, just please bring her back, like, and leave her.
Because for me, if I was a man and I have to take you in my house, let's say I'm your man, and I have to get a credit or a loan of $30K, and you get into my house and now you're doing something, I will lose my look. That understanding, guys, that you knew will vanish, because if I have to think of everything I have to do to pay that money back, and I cannot even start a business, and you are here disrespecting me and doing your mumu
You
shit,
frown your fist.
I will be frustrated, and you're gonna think
Yeah.
like, oh, you married somebody different. But no, even you will even see sometime, even in those couple wedding, whatever, the guy is not smiling. He can't smile because he knows everything he had to
He
pay
has
back.
money to pay back. Oh.
He can smile. But imagine now you have that guy he loved you, but now you want to start acting up at home, whatever. I'm going to yell at you, because in my mind, I will be like, do you know everything I have to go through just to get you in my house officially?
Yeah.
And you don't want to act right?
I
You
get
know what
it.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just feel like when you get to that level, always empower young couple, the one that you know they're struggling, to do better, to start off the journey right, and things like that. That's all.
Of course. And also make sure, like, you know, your man is going to be, like, is trying hard to get to that point. Because if he's coming in and he can't get the bride price, well, is he actually working towards to become something?
Of course. We are talking about right people. That's
Right,
all. Right
right.
people. Like, right man with right mindset. Just tell us what you think about all this.
Yes, let us know. And please, if you have paid a bride price or your man has paid a bride price, please contact us because we would love to see hear your perspective and let the audience know because we need to get back to our culture and why we started doing things. Anyway, signing out. This is Philly.
This is Ari.
And we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.